From bum cheeks to race seats, that's right, Valtteri Bottas is back on the F1 grid. Welcome to Quickstop F1. My name is Nyasha and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with us. We appreciate that. And yes, Valtteri Bottas seemingly is back on the grid with Cadillac as they gear up for their debut in F1. The rumour mill has been wild. Valtteri's obviously been sat there sipping coffee on the Mercedes pit wall as their reserve driver, obviously completing testing and obviously reserve driver duties, probably some sim work in there, knowing that he would likely be a sought-after driver given his experience on the grid. There were rumours of Alpine, but Cadillac seemed to be the most persistent rumour since the start of the season, and it looks like they've got their man. All rumours seem to be pointing towards Valtteri Bottas being confirmed very shortly with Cadillac, who obviously, to be fair, they basically built their whole F1 team from scratch, and here they are, basically putting the final pieces of the puzzle in, which are the drivers. And obviously, they're going to need to get the drivers in pretty soon so they can start to get them acquainted with the team, start working, I'm sure, in the sim and working on the 2026 car and getting them acquainted with everything that kind of goes with that. And it looks like they've gone for experience with Valtteri Bottas, Valtteri Bottas is a driver with a pretty healthy F1 career. 10 Grand Prix won at Mercedes, obviously during one of the most dominant periods of time in F1 as Lewis Hamilton's teammate. And then obviously, a solid stint, I'd guess, at Sauber. No points last season, but they were really, really bad. They were pretty fucking awful if you think about it. So, with all that said, pretty solid move, I'd say, for Cadillac there, getting such an experienced driver and someone who's experienced different teams as well, different cultures. Obviously, we've got Valtteri Williams experience, obviously Mercedes, Sauber, and just a dependable driver. Quite a good stat that I saw the other day. Valtteri Bottas at Mercedes, 100% Q3 record, which is pretty insane. So solid qualifier, and they're going to need all the experience they can get, given they're a completely new team to the sport. I'm sure there are obviously people within that team who are experienced within F1, but especially on the driver feedback side, if you're a new team, you're going to want an experienced driver. One other driver that they were consistently linked with, who may still go through, is Sergio Perez. Now, Sergio, obviously, again, a driver who had his last race at the end of last season with Red Bull. Obviously, it ended pretty badly with Red Bull. He was we were all laughing at Sergio Perez. Like, it was a running joke, like, when will he crash out? When will he not make Q2? As the problems with that Red Bull car really started to kind of show its head last season. The things that we're seeing this season, obviously with Lawson, obviously with Yuki Tsunoda, started to rear their heads with Sergio Perez last season. But I don't think that takes away from the fact that Sergio Perez, I guess before the Red Bull stint, or especially I guess before 23 and 24 at Red Bull, was very much the most dependable midfield driver you could probably ask for. The work that he did at Force India and then Racing Point, absolutely incredible. And I don't think, and even, some of the work that he done, becoming a race winner, well, not becoming a race winner, he was a race winner with Racing Point, but, race winning with Red Bull, obviously the work that he did at Abu Dhabi, everyone talks about it like it was the most incredible thing ever. Wow, he did his job for one race. Wow, what a guy. But nevertheless, Sergio Perez, definitely someone that Cadillac might be looking at, although Alpine seem to be front runners to get his signature for next season. Obviously, it's pretty clear that Franco Colapinto, unless there is a miraculous turnaround in his fortunes this season, I don't think that he will be staying on. And it would make sense that with all the rumours that Sergio Perez was the person that was going to sign for Cadillac, that might not be happening now. Could be because he's waiting for Alpine to essentially give him the green light on on Franco Colapinto, and I'm sure a decision on that will probably be made 3 or 4 races into the season, still giving him enough time to sign with another team if possible. But I mean, look, could still go to Cadillac. I think they're probably going to need 2 experienced drivers in there. I understand wanting a young driver in there, excitement, and who knows what their potential could be. Look at Gabriel Bortoleto at Sauber, in a back marker team, but getting incredible results. It's not always a bad thing, a new driver going to a back marker team. But you would think, being a completely new team, they would still want Sergio Perez. And I, to be honest, wouldn't mind seeing a driver pairing with Sergio Perez and Valtteri Bottas. That's a very strong driver pairing. And you would probably think if there's something wrong, if those two are at the back of the grid next season, you're probably going to say it's not the drivers, right? It's definitely the car that's causing them to be at the back of the grid. So I wouldn't be surprised if Cadillac came back in for Sergio Perez. And obviously an American team with a Mexican driver, that kind of North American link up, I just think, wow, like, could that commercially, having Sergio Perez for Cadillac, surely that's money. And they know that. And I'm sure Sergio Perez knows that. But obviously, Sergio probably looking at the competitive nature of Alpine, Mercedes engines next season. Could they be fighting for podiums? At this stage of his career, that's probably what he wants, rather than going back to the back of the grid. He feels he's probably done that, doesn't really want to go there. Whereas Bottas already kind of been there, probably a bit more desperate in what he wants as a drive. So let's see. I'm interested to see where this goes with Cadillac. They're essentially the only team that got let in, although there's rumors that they could open it up to a 12th team Formula One. The capacity is there for that. But where do we see Cadillac next season? I'm not sure. I think anything other than 11th place is an achievement. I can't imagine there's going to be an incredible, look, you don't know. It's an engine regulation next season. I think they've got Ferrari engines until they make their own engine. A Cadillac engine for F1 next season. I would hate to be wrong and give you Ferrari. Ferrari engines, and they will become an engine supplier until in 2029. Ferrari again, probably going to have the second strongest engine on the grid by all reports. So you take the second strongest engine in an engine regulation change. Could we see, Cadillac come in and immediately be, competing in the midfield, competing for points? You never know. And look, they have been building this team for a while with the kind of assumption that they are going to, make it in. And that's probably why when they were initially rejected, they just said, well, we're carrying on. They had gone way past the point of return to even consider turning back when it comes to backing out of Formula One. They were full steam ahead. So let's see what happens. Happy for Bottas to be back on the grid. I'm sure the content with Lewis and them two linking up at the drivers' parade and so forth will be cool to see. Lewis previously saying that Valtteri was his favorite teammate, most definitely because he put the paws on him on a regular basis, but also there seems to be a genuine level of respect and friendship there. So great for Lewis, great for Cadillac, and great for Bottas. Let me know what you think. As always, if you like this, subscribe to the channel, all of them things there. We're here with F1 videos daily. And until next time, take care. Keep it on the black stuff. All of them things there. Until next time. Goodbye.